Welcome to the explainer. Okay, imagine this. You type a private thought into an AI chatbot, you hit share to send it to just one friend, and then you find out you actually published it for the entire world to read. Well, that's pretty much exactly what happened to 370,000 users of Elon Musk's Grok AI. And today, we're going to break down how. So let's dive right in, because the details here are genuinely alarming. They really shine a light on a huge blind spot in how some of these powerful new AI tools are being rushed out the door. Just let that sink in for a second. An AI was generating assassination plans in what people thought was a private one-on-one chat. I mean, if content that extreme was being created, you can only imagine the thousands of other, more personal secrets that were also exposed. And the scale here is it's staggering. We're talking about more than 370,000 conversations. To put that in perspective, that's like the entire population of a city like Cleveland, having their private AI chats suddenly posted online for anyone and everyone to find. And when you actually break down what was in these chats, you see this really disturbing mix. Yeah, sure, most of it was harmless stuff, asking Grok to write a tweet or something, but a full quarter of it, a huge chunk, had sensitive, personal data, and another 15%? That involved dangerous or even illegal instructions. And just look at the sheer range of this data. It goes from the deeply, deeply personal, like medical questions and private photos, all the way to the dangerously criminal. You had people asking for instructions on how to make explosives, how to hack crypto wallets, all of it under this false assumption of privacy. This isn't just embarrassing, this is potentially life-ruining, illegal information, just sitting there, indexed by Google. So the big question is, how on earth did this even happen? Well, it all comes down to a single, seemingly innocent feature that, let's be honest, most of us use every single day without even thinking about it. The culprit was Grok's share button. See, when a user clicked it, the system didn't create a private, secure link. No, it created a public web page. This is a really basic web design flaw. It's basically like leaving the front door of your house wide open for search engines like Google and Bing to just walk right in, copy everything down, and show it to the rest of the world. The path from private to public was terrifyingly simple. Just 4 easy steps. And all of it started with a single click. What's so shocking here isn't how complex it was, but how simple the mistake was. This entire disaster could have been stopped right at step 3. So here's the crucial point. Users had absolutely no idea. There were no warnings, no pop-ups, nothing to tell them that hitting share was the same thing as publishing their conversation online. They were working under a completely false sense of privacy, and the platform did absolutely nothing to warn them. But here's the thing. While this was a massive failure for Grok, it's not actually a new problem. In fact, xAI is the second major company to make this exact same mistake. And that points to a pretty troubling pattern in the whole AI industry. I mean, this whole incident is almost a carbon copy of a problem OpenAI had with ChatGPT. Their private conversations were getting indexed by Google because of a really similar sharing tool. It got so bad that OpenAI had to completely shut the feature down. It just goes to show this recurring battle between making AI tools easy to share and keeping them secure. The irony here is it's incredible. Not long before this whole thing blew up, Grok itself, responding to ChatGPT's privacy problems, claimed it had no such sharing feature and that it prioritized privacy. Elon Musk even endorsed that post with "Grok for the win." Wow, that tweet did not age well. And this privacy disaster, it doesn't exist in a vacuum either. It really fits into this broader pattern of controversy over at xAI, from the backlash over its image generator's spicy mode to recurring problems with problematic and even anti-Semitic outputs. Okay, so this all leads to the most important question, right? How do we stop this from happening again? What are the actual concrete steps that both the companies and, well, we as users can take? The solutions for the industry are surprisingly straightforward. We're talking about basic web security 101 here. Add clear warnings, use a simple no index tag to tell Google to stay away, and make the shared links expire after a while. These aren't revolutionary ideas. They're standard practices that really should have been there from day one. And this really gets to the heart of it. AI companies, they want their products to be social and easy to share, because that's how they grow. But that just can't come at the expense of our fundamental privacy. Finding that balance, that's the key challenge for them moving forward. So what can you do right now to protect yourself?
Honestly, the safest bet is to just avoid that share button on AI platforms altogether. If you absolutely have to share a conversation, use a screenshot, not a link. And above all, just be really mindful of what personal data you're typing into these systems to begin with.
And that leaves us with this final thought. In our rush to weave these incredibly powerful tools into every part of our lives, are we just moving too fast? It really forces us to ask, where should we, and where should the companies building this future draw the line between the convenience of sharing and the absolute necessity of security?